Good morning, Singapore. It's almost 9 o'clock. It's about 8:40 at the moment, and Thursday, almost the weekend. Not quite there yet, but I feel pretty good about it because I count down to the weekend so that I can play with my daughter a little bit more. Yeah, I'm that nerd. Anyway, been hanging out a lot, spending a lot of time with her. I feel really good about that. I think I'll let you know about this meeting I had with a friend of mine yesterday. Really cool guy. Looking at the prospects of working together with him on a couple of things, and I'm really excited about that too. Um, Meanwhile, I had a quick conversation via DM on IG this morning, and interestingly enough, somebody posted the fact that Tupac wrote over 700 songs. He had 7 albums ready to go, that could have been released posthumously, all within like a 5 or 6 year time span between 91 and 96, I think is what they said. So I thought that was phenomenal because I've done an episode like that, similar to that, about another artist who made 5,000 pieces of art in his lifetime, but then really wasn't recognized until it was posthumous. But I mean, that was back in like the 1500s, something like that. So I was talking to him real quick, and I said, "Yo, 700 pieces of art is not impossible." Because if you look at the fact that this episode right now that I'm doing, right, is 492, that means by the end of this month, I will hit 500. And trust me, I will make sure I hit 500 because that is the goal. July 31st, I'm going to hit the 500 mark. Now, I should have hit that earlier, right? Because technically, I do this every day, and there are 365 days in a year, and it's been 2 years already. I should have hit 700 by now. But I was mucking around a lot last year. I didn't do it every single day. But I'm doing it now because whether I realize it or not, every 10 episodes is a milestone for me. Every 10 episodes. It wasn't that long ago that I did 450. And here I am sitting ready, like staring 500 in the face. And I've got some things in the works, I've got some things I really need to work on. But seriously speaking, this is doable. Let's think about this. Let's break this down, shall we? I spend I don't think any of my episodes have exceeded 30 minutes. So if I spend 30 minutes a day talking to myself, literally, I mean, I'm sitting in a room with my phone up to my face with my headphones in, no recording equipment, nothing, no editing, nothing. 30 minutes a day, live, recorded, finished, shared to Facebook, and then eventually I'll download it and share it to SoundCloud and then put it on Libsyn so they can distribute for me. And guess what? Within an hour, I'm on Spotify. So a half an hour every day. They say you could half an hour work out every day, right? A lot of us don't even do that. But look at this. If you really love what you do, if you really are serious about what you're doing, it can be done. And the other thing is, once you get the hang of it, like once you get used to doing it, it becomes something you look forward to. Because what used to be a 2, 3 o'clock in the morning kind of deal, because that's why I called it the night owl, right? Became, oh my God, I read this. I got to get on here now. I got to talk about this now because I'm on fire now. So once you start activating the muscle and stretching it out and working it a little bit every day, it becomes easier and easier. Your threshold becomes better and better, right? So let's, for example, say I'm going to write a little bit every day. And what if I wrote enough for it to be a blog post? Even if it is my opinion. Maybe it's not based on fact. Maybe it's how I feel about things. So what if it's based on opinion? Does that still count as a blog post? Hell yeah. And what is Google doing right now as far as analytics? They're looking for intent. So if you write about one thing and you go search it in Google, it'll tell you all the things that are related to it. So what if you wrote about all those things that it was related to? And suddenly you're just everywhere. Could you imagine that? Dude, it's possible, okay? The fact that you have a phone in your hand is possible. Yes, I'm going to quote Gary Vee. Gary Vee is both a pain in my ass and my greatest inspiration. But the point is, yes, 14 billion to 1, you arrived. You arrived, you have the exact experience that you've had to have through your life to be here right now, getting anxious about going to work and wondering what else there is to life because it's too much of a rat race and too much of a hamster wheel for you to take. It's got to be more than this. You know it. So what are you going to do about it? Recognizing is half the battle. Absolutely. There is something not quite great about my life. I want more. Recognizing that, perfect. Now what are you going to do about it? It's like, okay, you recognize that your partner didn't quite do what you wanted them to do. Well, what are you going to do about it? You going to sit there and quibble about it? Or are you going to go tell them, hey, what if you did it this way? Because then I would be really happy and I'm hoping it'd be easier for you too. What would happen if you did something about it? The possibility for your life to change becomes real, right? So the same thing with your art. Whether you're a musician, whether you're maybe you're a sewing machine ninja, you make things every day. What would happen if you did that? What happened if you gave like a whole month every day to your craft? Suddenly you'd have 30 pieces of something, right? That's the same thing I did with my girl who does makeup and her sister that does photography. I gave them a 30-day challenge. I looked one up on Pinterest. It wasn't anything brilliant, but I looked it up and I sent it to them, and they were like, "Ooh, okay, let's use this. Let's try this. Let's get it going." And suddenly they had content for their page that was in line with what they wanted to do anyway, and they had inspiration to pick up their camera and their makeup every day and do something different. Even though they have mundane jobs, they're not, they just go to work because they have to. They need a paycheck, but at least their life got a little more interesting. And guess what? The more they do those things that they love, the more they're going to not want to do anything that's unrelated. The more it fuels their curiosity. Look, if nothing else, take my lead. Use me as that stupid example of people who didn't think I could do anything besides go to work because they were convinced that everywhere I went, I was just going to start trouble and quit or be fired. Yeah, I think my shelf life was 6 months at every job. In Singapore, that's what they thought. But I'm a workaholic. I like doing my work. But I also take pride in my work, and there's a lot of integrity behind how I do my work. So I'm not going to let just anybody tell me, "Oh, you can't do this, cut this corner, do it like this." I'm not going to do that because that's my name on that work, even if it is for a corporation. So the way I do things is my thumbprint for the world. The way I see things is my thumbprint on the world. Can't nobody see the way I see because no one else has lived my life. No one else has my personality or my, weird habits and I don't know, scruples. They're not going to do it the way I do. No one. I am not limited edition. Can y'all stop telling everybody you're limited edition? It means there's more of you guys, okay? There's at least 5 of you guys out there. I am not limited edition. I am a one-time only. They broke the mold with me. They break the mold with all you guys if you actually pay attention, but that's okay. We're unique, just like everybody else, but I am unique, and I'm proud of the way I am unique. And this drive, this fire inside me, it's not going away anytime soon. Every time I look at my baby girl and she says, "Hey, can we do this?" And I'm thinking, I don't know how to do that. Well, shit, I could teach myself, I guess. Yeah, we could do that. And guess what? It catches fire again. What I want you to do is take so much pride in your work so you catch fire. Catch fire so people come from all over the world to watch you burn. And I don't mean burn as in like burn at the stake and, go down in flames. I'm talking about burn as in that light is so goddamn brilliant they want to see it with their own eyes. Because your light will help them see through their lies. You prove that the system isn't what it's rigged to be. You prove that everything they've told you you can and cannot do is fake. It's their restrictions on you. Prove it. I'm proving it to you now. Use my example. Take my lead. If I can do it, I know you can do it. I don't even know the first thing about podcasting, but I decided, you know what? Let me do, 17 seconds of insane courage. Let me jump on here and say something. And the first couple times, it sucked. I hated it. But I decided I was going to continue anyway. So guess what? Here I am, staring 500 episodes down the barrel. July 31st? Yo, that's less than a week away. And I'm on point. I'm on target. I'm over here trying to hit a target no one else can even see. And you know why? Because it's enough for me to see it. That's enough. So y'all go on and get to work. Decide what you love. Decide what you want to know more about. Go follow that shit. Figure it out. Do a little bit every day. And then it won't look like so much work. Before you know it, you've got all the work already. I love you guys. I hope you enjoy this. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.